Everyone can understand that a relationship where one person stabs the other is not a healthy one. The difficult and most useful part is recognizing a dangerous relationship a little earlier. Since the abuser doesn't look like Jack Nicholson in The Shining and the issue is much more nuanced, the core of the problem is clarifying a simple point. When is a behavior part of normal couple dynamics, and when does it indicate more serious problems? Here are 5 guidelines to recognize a dangerous relationship. First sign: anger in a healthy relationship. When one partner gets angry about something external, even intensely, they find the other person's support. In a damaging relationship, angry outbursts are relatively frequent and escalate into sudden, violent acts, such as punching walls, breaking objects, and screaming. These attitudes make dialogue difficult for fear of uncontrolled reactions. A tense atmosphere is created, and problems are avoided so as not to become the future target of that anger. Second sign: arguing. In a healthy relationship, it happens to argue often over silly things, but even in the most heated discussions, mutual respect remains, which encourages finding a common agreement to return to a calm environment. In a damaging relationship, one struggles to consider the other person's needs, and discussions turn into frequent quarrels where the priority is to vent, subdue, defend oneself, or control. Problems are not addressed for fear of dangerous reactions, and a peaceful atmosphere becomes the exception. Third sign: jealousy. In a healthy relationship, there might be a little jealousy, which can make one feel more desired. But it never affects personal freedom because an atmosphere of trust, transparency, and respect prevails. In a damaging relationship, jealousy escalates into possessiveness. One partner feels the need to know the other's whereabouts. Messages in external relationships, even going so far as to dictate when and with whom to go out. This is a clear attitude of selfish control, an attempt at submission and isolation, a red flag that can lead to dangerous outcomes in case of rejection. Fourth sign: manipulation in a healthy relationship. Requests are made by both parties, and attention is shown to the effort involved because the other person's well-being is valued. In a damaging relationship, requests predominantly come from only one side, showing little consideration. This narcissism and lack of empathy lead to the use of emotional blackmail to get what they want, instilling a sense of guilt. For example, phrases like, "If you really love me, do this," or using victimhood, "Everything goes wrong for me," "I'm depressed because you don't do what I say," or even threats of self-harm like, "If you don't come back to me, I don't know what I might do to myself." The victim feels guilty and doesn't break off the relationship. To justify it to themselves, they minimize the bad moments by telling themselves that. In the end, there are also moments when they aren't so unhappy. These are manipulations aimed at satisfying a personal interest by exploiting the partner's guilt. Fifth sign: raising hands, physical violence. In a healthy relationship, hands are only raised when greeting each other. In a damaging relationship, physical violence tends to be justified and normalized, with the blame placed on any external factor. Even the victim may convince themselves that deep down, they somehow provoked it. The perpetrator of the violence immediately afterward shows remorse, tying the victim to them, who is deluded into believing in future change, where in reality no work is being done to improve. If the victim were to try to leave, the manipulation of guilt returns. What to do? It's not necessary for physical violence to occur to be in a damaging relationship. The fundamental characteristic is the lack of mutual respect and support. It's a condition sufficient to fill the relationship with anxiety and unhappiness, leading to situations that are more or less dangerous. If you recognize yourself as the person who is causing harm, reflect on the fact that your actions are hurting someone you claim to love. If you recognize yourself as the person who is suffering and believe that dialogue is no longer a viable path, talk about it with friends, family, a psychologist, or call the number 1522 also via chat, which specializes in treating delicate cases like these anonymously. If neither party can recognize the situation they are in, it is crucial for all of us to do so, because we might be the next friends asked for support.